Welcome back to Riesenbeck. We are finally now giving an opportunity to reflect on what is taking place in the Global Champions League Stage 11 of 2025. Just to give you some information, the Istanbul Warriors, powered by the Carpe Diem equestrian team, take the win here on German soil. Riesenbeck International, that's heartbreaking, at home to finish in second place. And Prague Lions, who won in Valkenswaard in the previous stage, go on to take third place. All three podium finishers separated only by time, but the time difference between Istanbul in first and the Riesenbeck in second is almost 10 seconds. That is how aggressive Istanbul Warriors riders were, taking 10 seconds off the time of Riesenbeck International. Joined by a very famous face, a man who needs no introduction. Michael van der Vleuten joins us in the studio from Madrid in motion to give us some thoughts. Tell me why this can be the most frustrating sport in the world. Why can this be so... Tell me why being a show jumper is such a thankless job based on what Madrid in motion did today. What do they prove here today?
Yeah, I think winning and losing it's in our sport, it's incredible close together. One day you can have a fantastic round, and the day after, like a little mistake is always in a very little corner. So, and I think we have shown that today as well with our team, with Madrid in motion, as we have 3 clears out of 4, and Kim Emma had an unlucky first round. It didn't went as we all expected, which is possible in our sport, and that drops us down today to an 8th place. But I mean,
so this is it, and you've hit the nail right on the head. The purpose of show jumping, in case you are new to this, is to get over the fences in the best time possible. Madrid in motion today delivered 3 out of 4 clears. The entire team jumped 75% clear, and as Michael points out, one tough round, one round that picks up a lot of penalties, like Kim Emma did in that first round, not only doesn't let you win, but sees you fall all the way down to 8th place for a very, very frustrating afternoon for Madrid in motion, who, with Jack Whittaker and Michael van der Vleuten and Kim clear in that second round, arguably would describe this as a really good weekend. But sometimes the score sheet just does not reflect that feeling of a good weekend, Michael.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, every team has 3 riders here. I mean, they all have good horses, and on the end you have to decide your team, you know, with 2 riders each round. And afterwards it's always easy talk, but you have to make a decision by your feeling. That's also what we did today, and one day it works out well, and the other day it's like today that you have a bit an unlucky round. Yeah.
Did you watch a lot of GCL round 1? Were you keeping an eye on it? The first round?
No. Yeah, I followed it a bit.
What did you think from what you watched in round 1 and what you jumped in round 2? What were the major differences? Because it felt as if round 1 and round 2 had a very different feel to it today. Because, firstly, not a lot of clears in round 1. We're seeing teams with very high penalty counts. Then in round 2, a lot of double clears started coming. Madrid in motion, double clear. Basel Cosmopolitans, double clear. What was any differences, you think, between round 1?
I think the first round was quite tough. It was a difficult class, and I think most of the riders have bring their second horse. So it was a strong course for those horses. The second round was even a little bigger, but I think a smooth course, good horses, and that's why we got some clears in the second round.
Can we reflect on this Istanbul Warriors victory? I want to ask you, one, about the time and just how big of a challenge it is to take that much time off. And then the second thing is the fact that both of these riders, in Simon and Henrik, both jumping 9-year-olds in a second round at that level. Give me some thoughts on Istanbul, because that looks very impressive.
Yeah, but I also had the feeling Simon and Hendrik, they also were thinking about their individual result today. Because you could see they also was really trying to, both of them, to get a good individual ranking.
Is that risky, to be so aggressive the way they were?
Okay,
when it's so close?
Well, then sometimes you take risk that can pay off a jumping fault, but I must say they both did it on a very good way, without taking too big risks. They just made a very good plan, I must say, for their own horse. Simon has maybe not a very quick horse, but a very big stride. So he really chooses to leave some strides out in a couple of lines. Hendrik has a bit more a quicker horse, and he also did a very smooth round. So I must say they both also did it on a very good way today.
Talk to us about Beauville. I said to you earlier that I felt it looked very smooth, looked very comfortable. How did it feel out there? Because the impression that we got from what it looked like on the screen is that it was very relaxed, very calm, very, very simple. How did it feel?
Yeah, no, actually the feeling was good. As I mentioned before, it was a strong course. The horses had to work a bit, especially in our mind that the Grand Prix is also tomorrow. At some shows we have a day rest in between, which I prefer more. It's nicer for the horses that they can recover a bit. Here in Riesenbeck, it's the day after. So. But I think looking forward to the Grand Prix, I think it was a smooth round, and I think Beauville had a safe round, gave me a safe feeling. So let's see what we can bring tomorrow.
What are you hoping for in the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix? We expect you and Beauville to always be there and always be a combination that people are looking out for. From what you experienced today, you're saying it felt comfortable, it felt really good. Does that give you a belief that tomorrow there's a really good result for you in the future?
No, definitely, because when your horse gives you today the feeling that they found the right shape, that they are feeling well, that's the feeling we need to have to clear that big Grand Prix tomorrow. I remember also from last year it was a very strong Grand Prix here, so it's gonna be tough tomorrow, but. We try our best, try to make a good plan again, and try to not make any mistakes.
Okay, well, best of luck for the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix tomorrow. Unlucky for Madrid Emotion today. Michael van der Vleuten, wonderful to have you in. Podium celebration about to get underway. A good victory for the Istanbul Warriors. Riesenbeck International in second and Prague Lions in third. Let's go into the ring and watch the podium celebration from Riesenbeck.
Simon de Lest to celebrate this moment. Was a good try from the second place team. Riesenbeck International gave it all. They're all on home soil. Max Frieshardt and Christian Kuku. There's the flags waving, but sadly not in victory. But runner-up, it probably feels painful for the two, but they still gave it a good show. And I'll tell you what, the Prague Lions are making sure that they are very competitive still. The Prague Lions with a double clear from Fernando Martinez Sommer and Niels Bruce Niels. They just weren't quick enough, but they still did their team proud. Lots of clear runs at the end as that competition boiled up to a climax, just to show how tough it is to win these. You've got to have your A game with you. No half measures. So the riders will come onto the podium for the presentation. And coming forward, the Prague Lions, powered by the Czech equestrian team. The riders, Fernando Martinez Sommer and Niels Brunsels, they both rode in both rounds, both picked up one fence down, but they changed horses second time, and then they came good with two clears, and that just made it interesting for the other teams to come. But they can be rightly proud. Another podium finish for the Prague Lions. The Riesenbeck International step forward onto the runners-up spot, onto second of Max Frieshardt and Christian Kuku. No doubt plenty of family supporters around, but it's about the Istanbul Warriors here as they come forward, and the successful duo of Henrik von Eckermann, the Swede, and Simon de Lest sit atop the podium here in Riesenbeck, and a thoroughly deserved triumph as the presentations continue, and really well done. But looking at the quality of the horses we've had today, but also more importantly, that podium is a world-class array of equine riding talent. Christian Kukert continues to achieve so much, as they all do. Jan Top standing on, watching on as the presentation continues, and coming forward the man who's done so much for Germans of the Global Champions League in Riesenbeck. Well done to the Istanbul Warriors. Fair play. Okay, now it's the traditional bath time for the winning team. Time to send the coach to the dry cleaners after this. But why not? Because that was a gripping competition. Not decided, as we say, to the very end. They might thoroughly deserve a little swig of whatever that product is. Henrik not running as fast as his horse was galloping today, but a thrilling and thoroughly entertaining competition, enjoyed by the crowd here. So getting ready for the lap of honour, and they thoroughly deserve the acclaim of the crowd here in Riesenbeck. So make sure you join us tomorrow for the final day here in Riesenbeck, where we have the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. But in the meantime, we can enjoy and celebrate the success of Henrik von Eckermann and Simon de Lest. Hassan Sentek, the other rider in the team, who rode in the first round, but it came down to these men on these young horses showing real composure, real speed and control. They are our winners here, and a brilliant class we've had here, and a gripping victory for the Istanbul Warriors. It promises so much for the rest of the season. If these riders are in this kind of form as the season builds to a climax, this league this year is going to be a thrill a minute. Well done to the Istanbul Warriors. They are our winners here in Germany. Join us again tomorrow for the final day of action. You won't miss a thing. It will be fantastic.
It has been a magical afternoon of Global Champions League action that ends with victory for the Istanbul Warriors, powered by the Carpe Diem equestrian team. They are better than everyone else here in the German countryside. The biggest five-star show in the country here in Germany, and it is the GCL. What a win for the Istanbul Warriors. What a time difference from Istanbul Warriors to Riesenbeck International, cutting 10 seconds off the clock. Let's bear in mind that Simon de Lestre and Henrik von Ackermann both do this on 9-year-olds in a second round of a GCL class. Quite remarkable. They finished then in front of Riesenbeck International and also Prague Lions, powered by the Czech equestrian team. As we show you the final results, once again get a podium. They win in Falkenswart. They finish in third in Riesenbeck. These are crucial points that the Prague Lions will use to make sure that they are part of the GCL Super Cup semi-finals at the end of the season, as that takes place in Prague later this year. They are doing themselves a huge service by collecting these points in the back end of the season that hopefully, in their case, will close the door on the top 4 fight. All 3 of the podium teams separated only by time. But take a look at what I said there with time. 160 to 150 for the Istanbul Warriors, shaving 10 seconds off the time of Riesenbeck International. Super aggressive, super well ridden, and because of that, they now earn themselves yet another GCL stage win. For the Kunststars, it all went wrong in that final round, I'm afraid. Jana Frederica Meyer-Zimmermann having a few fences down that saw them at first in pole position, then trying to get onto the podium, and ultimately when the third fence went down, they fell completely off of it and then land up finishing in 4th place. Scandinavian Vikings will be happy with that finish. They'll take some championship points as they continue to climb. Basel Cosmopolitans, the Shanghai Swans, and Madrid in Motion, all finishing on 16 penalties, each separated as well only by time. For the Monaco Comets, again, the season just unfortunately not shaping up the way they would have liked. Falkenswart United, well, that's a big blow. What does that then do for the championship hunt? Because here is the championship leading team who now finish in 9th place. The Shanghai Swans, we know, are knocking on the door. The Kunststars continue to knock on the door. We will give you an updated overall ranking in a few moments' time and give you an update as to how it looks now at the end of Riesenbeck. For now, let's get some reaction then from our teams that are on the podium. In 3rd place, the Prague Lions, standing by with Dan Strange. Let's get some reaction from them.
Fernando, Niels, Prague Lions, another podium, 2nd in a row. You managed to get hold of the cup. You stole it off Niels. Fernando, what's the emotion?
Yeah, we're very happy. Our horses jumped really good both rounds. We had silly mistakes in the first one, but we were also happy from the first, and now we could do a double clear, so it was really good.
Niels, this is clearly a team built on togetherness, built on longevity of rider and of horse. How did you feel that the horses went for you two this weekend? Because you had no margin for error with just 2 riders.
No, there is always a little bit extra pressure if you come with 2 riders. For me, personally, I want to take a small risk to put Q-Sander in the first round. He needs to step up, and he did it actually great with a light mistake in the last line. And I told to Fernando, teammate, I think if we both go clear in the second round, maybe we can catch the podium, and that happened.
51 points in the last 2 rounds in Valkenswaard here in Riesenbeck. In terms of that top 4 spot, how important is that top 4 spot to Prague, knowing it gets you into the GCL Super Cup semi-finals automatically?
I think it's key. You know, we can avoid 1 round in the final, especially because it's also a home show. So it's important for us to stay in the first 4.
Niels, one of the red-hot teams in the competition. Next up is New York. What's the plan for Prague?
New team. Anna, our team manager, will compete in New York together with Thibaut. Also, I think with 2 riders. So the pressure stays on.
The pressure stays on, but there's no betting against Prague Lions. Gents, congratulations, well ridden.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
are making live movements in the studio. I'm giving away my chair like all good gentlemen should. The Istanbul Warriors are coming to us in a few moments' time. We just heard from the Prague Lions finishing in third place today. Let's get some more reaction before we sit down with the team and get thoughts from the winners. These are the thoughts of Riesenbeck International, who finish in second place today at their home show. Oh. No, not yet. All right, we're standing by. I believe that they are almost ready for us to get some thoughts and some reaction to get that of Riesenbeck at home show, finishing in second place. That's heartbreaking for them. Luga Beerbaum would have wanted just one extra step, one little movement forward into the top of the podium. That hasn't been the case. Let's get the thoughts then of Riesenbeck International.
Christian, Mark's just said Luga would have wanted the win. I know you would have wanted the win. What's your response from a third podium in a row in Riesenbeck for Riesenbeck International?
Well, I mean, that could be worse, absolutely. But clearly we are looking forward to win here one time, since 3 years, of course. But I think we are very pleased today with our second place. We had a little bit an unexpected first round, I would say. I didn't expect that last line being a challenge for me and my horse, and I had one down there, and also Emmanuel came around the corner and had the vertical coming in a double there down, which we could not really see coming actually during the course. And then we changed the plan, which we did not so often actually this year, I think, but we did, and it wasn't actually the worst decision. I mean, Max did an unbelievable job. His horse is 9 years old. He wasn't actually planned to jump the 5-star anyway this week, so he jumped in, he jumped the 5-star, and then suddenly he had to jump the second team round, which is a lot of pressure, because we needed that clear round, and his horse is only 9 years old, jumped the first time 160, so we can be definitely very, very proud of Max. He did an unbelievable job, and he saved us the second place today.
Well, Max, Christian's pretty much answered the question I was going to ask you, which was Kokomo, 9 years of age. A huge performance from him, but a great coolness from you as well to deliver him there.
Yeah, we had, like you said, we just changed the plan a little bit. Kokomo was not actually planned for the whole weekend here. My brother couldn't ride, so I jumped in a little bit. Yeah, and I'm super, super happy with him. He really was fighting for me today, and yeah, happy about the horse.
Quick comment, Christian, on being in front of the home crowd, your family, your friends. What is the emotion like for you in front of all these fabulous people?
Yeah, I mean, it is about the emotions. It's always nice to have people around you supporting you, and if the family and the very close friends are able to join the show and to support you really live and not only at home in front of the TV, that's always an amazing feeling. But not only for me, I think Max also has part of his family here, so we have kind of a Riesenbeck International group, or we created a fan group here all together. And I mean, it's always the nicest feeling if you come in the ring and you know there's people outside really supporting you and crossing the fingers, and then if we have a good result, they're all happy and celebrating with us. That's why we do the sport in the end.
There may be less Riesenbeck International fans out in New York. Who do Riesenbeck International take as a team?
We're going there, me and my brother, and Michael Kutscher's coming. So we try to do our best there and try to get on the podium again next week.
Another podium here at home. Congratulations and good luck for New York.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The thoughts of Max Weishaupt and Philip, oh, not Philip, that's the brother, the other one. This is the younger, more attractive man. This is the younger Max Weishaupt alongside Christian Kuckuck. Thoughts of Riesenbeck International finishing in second place today. But the afternoon belongs to the Istanbul Warriors, and it belongs to the men that are in studio here alongside me. Please welcome Hassan Senturk, Henrik von Ackermann, and Simon Delestre. Gentlemen, welcome to the studio. Simon, that was a crazy second round. The fact that you and Henrik were coming out with 2 9-year-olds in a GCL round 2. Talk to me about the decision to come out with such young horses. What a wonderfully brave decision that paid off.
Yes, Golden has a very good season in the global this year. Most of the time clear in the first part of the GCL. And I was thinking it's really time now to do both rounds and to just continue on his schedule, and now he's really ready. He's very strong. He had one down the best time first round and a super second round, and so I'm really proud of him. It's a very careful horse, just need experience, but I was thinking it was time to push him.
Henrik, we're quite used to seeing maybe a 9-year-old in a round 1. A 9-year-old in a round 2 is slightly more rare. Give us your thoughts on being able to make that choice and then deliver the way you did this afternoon.
No, of course we're very happy, and I'm very happy over my horses, the both 9-year-olds that I have here. And for me, the schedule was a bit different because I wanted to have Steely Dan for the Grand Prix. So then I didn't want to jump him 2 rounds today, only 1 round to have him fresh enough for tomorrow. So I was a little bit nervous to go directly in this big class with still such an unexperienced horse. But I have to say the last 2 shows he've done, he really shown himself and done a fantastic job. So I'm really, really happy with that.
Hassan, a fence down for you in round 1, a fence down for Simon in round 1. You come out on 8. That sometimes doesn't feel close to a GCL stage win. What was the conversation like at the end of round 1, getting ready for round 2 amongst the team members? What was being said?
Okay, this was our plan. I was going to do first round with my experienced horse. And then I think he jumped good in the first round. And then the second round, we said it best. Henrik goes the second round. He's more experienced and he's more ready for that. I have a new horse, he's a stallion. This is my second show with him. I think he jumped good. It was a bit my mistake. I was a bit slow in the round and went down and I had a time fall. But I'm quite happy for the future with the horse. I think we will do better rounds in the next rounds.
I'm glad you brought time up because it's basically 10 seconds, Henrik, the difference between the Istanbul Warriors and Riesenbeck International. Again, if it's rare to see 9-year-olds in a second round, it's very rare to see a 10-second difference. What does that say about a change in approach, or at least a difference in approach between the team in second and the team in first?
Okay, I think it's a little bit our way of riding also. Even if we wouldn't go for the time, I wouldn't ride slow or slower. I believe that in a good rhythm, like I like to ride, I'm also... So it was not that we said, come, we have to ride fast. I think we both rode like we do. And in this case, it was a nice flowing course for us. And so in the end, we had a good time.
Can you explain to a newcomer the danger of underriding? Because one might say, no, there's no need. You can go nice and slow. What happens when you don't give the blood that's necessary? How can that affect the round?
No, but the way, anyway, I ride is that I want to keep the motion going to make it easy for the horse to jump these big jumps. Of course, if you take the canter down and slower, they have to take more power to jump the big jumps. So I like to have, it's not about riding fast. You still have to have the balance, but just a nice rhythm from the first jump to the last. That's what I hope for. It doesn't always go my way, but this is my philosophy with it. And today it worked well.
Simon, before you even came in, you were very quick to ask me, what does the standings look like? What does the championship look like? I try to give you this information. Currently in 7th place, Istanbul Warriors, 32 points behind 4th. Is a GCL Super Cup semi-final possible in this position? There's still a lot of jumping, a lot of stages to come. Is this possible to overtake?
Okay, everything is possible. I would say we have been really a little bit unlucky all the season with some little mistakes and also bad luck on the choice, but it's how it is. It's a sport. We always try our best every time. Now if we just turn a little bit the luck, everything's possible because we have a strong group with good horses, super rider, so we still are fighting for something great.
There's a lot of really big moments coming up now. We have a really busy September, even a busy October. Hassan, when do we see you again? What is the next show for Istanbul?
I think I will compete in Vienna. That's my next show.
Which I believe is going to be sensational. I've heard some incredible things about the palace being included in the event, and I think we're going to be up for a really special night in Vienna. Henrik, a couple shows, I imagine, coming your way. What is next? Where do we see you?
How it looks now, I will be on the rest of the tour. I will do New York next week with 2 other horses, and then I will also come to Vienna, and then it's Rome, and then we have... sorry, this one I'm not doing. So that's the only one I will not do, and then I will do Riyadh. Okay,
so it's a really busy period for you, Simon. Where are you in next? What shows do you not do? Where do you come again?
I'm not doing only New York. The rest I'm going to jump.
Okay, that's a very busy moment for you, and I know that you're heavily involved in the Longines Global Champions Tour as well. Is that decision in chasing the individual title pushing that decision to be so busy at the end of the year?
Yeah, like we say, we are really focused on this Global Longines Champions Tour all the season. and now we are close, so we need to push a little bit more again.
Gentlemen, enjoy some, I would say champagne, but maybe a big lager is the better way about it here in Germany. We'll wait and see. Some big beers thoroughly deserved by the Istanbul Warriors team. An impressive performance as well. Let's show you what the current rankings look like then here tonight at the end of Riesenbeck 2025. As mentioned, Falkenswart United, the championship leaders going into Riesenbeck, go on to hold on to the championship lead. The Shanghai Swans move into second place on 218 and just 1 point behind. Now, all of a sudden, Kanstar's making that top three into a very, very exciting battle. Ladies and gentlemen, we take a break from the Global Champions League and we return for the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Riesenbeck. Get some rest and we see you back for a sensational second day here in Riesenbeck. Good night.
The world's greatest show jumpers will go head-to-head in New York. Against the backdrop of the city that never sleeps, the competition reaches new heights. Riders and horses face an electrifying challenge in this iconic city. With the title on the line, a champion will be crowned. And the race for ultimate victory is tighter than ever. Experience the Longines Global Champions Tour of New York from September 19th to the 21st.